Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining today. I'm going to move through a fairly short practice, hopefully about 15 minutes. This could be good first thing in the morning, just to move your body around, start to move with your breath. Could also be nice at the end of the day to sort of wind down just a little bit. So whatever time of day you're doing this practice, make sure you have two blocks or something that will work as two blocks nearby, and we will go ahead and get started. For the first portion, we'll be seated. You can sit like this, like I am, with your hips sitting on your heels, if that's a comfortable shape for you. If this isn't accessible, you might bring a block between your legs, maybe sit your hips on the block. You might sit up on two blocks. If that doesn't work for you, you can also sit with your legs crossed on the floor. So find a comfortable seated posture. We'll be here for a couple of minutes, so make sure it's something you can sustain. Let's just start with our hands at heart center. Close your eyes. Take a few breaths on your own, just nice, slow, and steady inhales and exhales through the nose. Take one more full breath in. And a slow breath out. You can flutter the eyes open if they were closed. Let your hands rest for a moment. Once you are settled, use your next inhale. Lift your arms up overhead. Maybe the palms touch, maybe you look up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Do that two more times. Inhale, lift the arms, look up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Last one. Inhale, lift the arms, look up. Keep the arms lifted. Take a hold of your right wrist with your left hand. Reach and extend. Lengthen both sides of the body. Eventually, take a lean over to your left. Try to keep your ears between your biceps. Maybe even start to rotate those right ribs up and back. Inhale, come through center, switch the hands. Take a hold of the left wrist with the right hand. Maybe wiggle a little bit, stretch. And then when you're ready, exhale, take that lean to the right. Inhale, come through center. Release the arms, bring them down by your sides. Take the hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers, lift your chest. Find a little back bend here. Roll the shoulders down the back. Good. As you exhale, start to fold forward. As you fold forward, let the head and neck be heavy and reach the arms overhead. So your forehead might not touch the ground. It might be hovering. It might come onto a block. Just keep reaching the arms overhead, stretching out the shoulders. Good. Use your next inhale. Slowly come up out of the fold. Release the arms. Shake them out a little bit. Make your way off of the block. Keep them handy. Just move them off to the side a little bit. Once you do that, roll forward, come all the way to a tabletop position. So hands and knees on the mat, shoulders are over the wrists, hips are over the knees. We'll take 3 cat-cows. Starting with an inhale, lower the belly, lift your chest, look up. Exhale, press through the palms, round through the spine. Tuck your chin to your chest. Do that 2 more full rounds. Inhale, lower the belly, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, round through the spine. One last time. Lower the belly, lift the chin, lift the chest. Exhale, hug it in. Come back to your neutral spine and your flat back. Make any adjustments you need to here. Coming into spinal balance. So extending the right arm out in front of you. You might stay right here. You might extend the left leg back. You might stay with the ball of your foot pressing into the mat. You might lift the back leg. Keep pressing through the left palm. Engage that left shoulder. Tuck the tailbone just a little bit. And then exhale, slowly release. Do what you need to do to reset. Maybe come off of that left wrist just a little bit. Shake it out. And then we'll switch sides. So extend the left arm out in front. You can stay like this. You might extend the right leg back, staying on the ball of the right foot. You might lift the right leg. Stay engaged in the core. Tuck your tailbone just a little bit. Take another breath. And then exhale, slowly come back to tabletop. Again, take any adjustments or movements that you need, maybe circles in that right wrist. Once you're ready, walk your hands out just a little bit in front of you. Walk your feet, your knees back just a little bit. Find supported plank. As you exhale, bend your elbows, lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Bring your hands a little farther down, closer to your low ribs. Hug your elbows in towards each other. Use the inhale, lift your chest, press through the palms, take a full breath. When you're ready, start to straighten the arms, round through your spine, press your hips to your heels. Find a child's pose. Take one full breath once you get there. We'll take that gentle vinyasa 2 more times. Inhale, roll forward to supported plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, hips to heels, child's pose. One full breath in and out through the nose. With the next inhale, roll forward. Find supported plank. Spine is straight. Engage your core. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, lift your chest. Find your back bend. Exhale, bring your hips to your heels. Find child's pose. With your next inhale, roll forward to a tabletop position, coming back to all fours. This time, stepping the right foot between the hands. We're coming into a fairly deep lunge here, so option to have those blocks right on either side of the right foot. Press your hands into the blocks to help find a little more length in your spine, lifting the chest, maybe walking that left knee back just a little bit. Get a nice deep stretch in that left hip flexor, the front of that left thigh. Good. Slowly back off of the stretch just a little bit. You might move the blocks. You might keep the blocks. Use that next inhale to lift the arms straight up. As you exhale, take a twist to your right. Spread the arms wide. Inhale, lift the arms, come through center. As you exhale, take a twist to your left. Still spreading the arms wide. Look towards the left fingers. Inhale, come through center. Do that 2 more times each side. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Last one. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Lift the arms, then lower both palms down. Frame the front foot. Keep the left hand planted. Twist to your right. Lift your right arm. You can stay right here in the twist. Option to bend the back knee, reach the hand for the foot. This may or may not be accessible. You don't have to do it. Maybe you're bringing the heel towards the hip. Maybe you're kicking the foot into the hand, finding a little back bend. Take one more full breath. And slowly release. Bring the right hand down. Make your way into a half split. So maybe bring the blocks with you. Rock the hips back. Come up onto that right heel. Straighten out the right leg. Your left hip will be right over your left knee. Hands can stay on blocks. Lift your chest. You might stay right here. This might be enough of a stretch for you in the back of that right leg. If it feels like you can go further, keep the spine straight as you start to bring the chest towards your thigh. Good. Use the next inhale, come up out of the fold if you folded forward. Bring that right knee back. We're coming back to hands and knees. This time setting up blocks in the center of the mat. Make a little block tower for yourself. We'll do this once with the blocks. You may find that you don't need them. So you're coming almost into that supported plank shape. My shoulders are over my wrists. My knees are down. You can lift your feet. You might cross your ankles. You might not. As you exhale, I want you to hug your elbows in towards the ribs. As you start to lower down, maybe tap your head on the block and come back up. Do that 2 more times. Lower, tap, and lift. Last one. Lower, tap, and lift. If that didn't seem like enough work for you, make the block tower a little shorter. If that was plenty of work for you, keep the block where it was. We'll do 3 more. As you exhale, bend the elbows, tap the head, come back up. 2 more. Bend the elbows, squeeze them towards the ribs, tap the head, come back up. Last one. Lower down and lift. Good. Let the feet come back down. Move the block tower out of the way. Come back to tabletop, hands and knees. Setting everything up on the left side this time. So bring the left foot between the hands. Grab those blocks if you enjoyed them in that lunge. Start to walk the right knee back a little bit. Settle into that deep stretch right here in that right hip flexor. Pressing the hips forward and down, maybe lifting the chest a little bit. And slowly back off of the stretch. Maybe bring that right knee in just a little bit closer. Finding that low crescent shape. So once you're stable in the legs, lift the arms. Twisting 3 times again on each side. So exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Last full round. Come through center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Come through center. Lift the arms. Bring the hands down to the mat. The right hand will stay planted this time. Twist to your left. Look to the left fingertips. You can stay just like this. Maybe you bend that back knee, reaching your hand for the foot. Maybe it feels nice to bring the heel in towards the hip. Maybe it feels nice to kick the foot into the hand, find a little back bend. If you have the foot, slowly release the foot. Bring both hands down, finding that hamstring stretch on the left side again. So finding your blocks, rocking the hips back, extending the left leg out long this time. Good. Hips in line, right hip over right knee. Maybe starting to hinge forward. Think about the collarbones spreading wide, Pulling that left hip back just a little bit. See what that does to the stretch. And slowly backing off. Rebend that front knee. Blocks can come off to the side. Find your way back to that tabletop shape, hands and knees. And then turn it into a supported plank. Knees can stay on the mat. Exhale, bend your elbows. Lower yourself all the way down. And let your forehead rest. Bring your arms by your sides. Let your feet come together to touch. Thighs are touching. Use the next inhale to lift your head and chest. Lift your feet. Fingertips might touch the mat. They might lift a little bit. Either is fine. Keep lifting. Keep pressing the hips down. Take another breath. Exhale, lower down. Maybe bring your left cheek to the mat. You can sway the heels side to side. Take a breath. We'll do it another time. Reset the hands. Let the forehead rest. Use the next inhale. Lift the feet, lift the head, lift the chest. Keep breathing. Keep pressing the hips down, squeezing the thighs towards each other. Shoulders rolling down the back. Then exhale, slowly release. Maybe bring the right cheek to the mat. Windshield wiper the heel side to side. Good. Last one. Same thing we just did. Or if you want to add a little extra, you can interlace your fingers behind the back. Forehead still starts on the mat. Feet touching, thighs touching. Use the inhale, lift the head, lift the chest. Lift the feet. Reach behind you. Reach, 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 reach. Press the hips down. Good. Exhale, lower down. Come right onto your forearms. Forearms parallel with the edges of the mat. Shoulders roll down the back. Good. Keep the knees down. Just lift the hips. Tuck the tailbone. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. Engage your core. Good. If this feels like not enough work, not enough engagement, option to tuck the back toes. And maybe pick up the knees. And then slowly lower all the way onto your belly. You can make a pillow out of your forearms. Sway the hips side to side. Sway the heels side to side. Good. When you're ready, bring your hands next to your low ribs. Forehead is on the mat. Inhale, lift the chest. Find your back bend, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, round through the spine. Press your hips to your heels. Find a child's pose. Take a few breaths. Slowly and carefully bring your hands back towards your knees. Press yourself up to a seated posture. Making your way onto your back however you would like to get there. Setting up for an inversion. So if you have wall space and you know legs up the wall, please feel free to take that as your inversion. If you don't know legs up the wall or you don't have the wall space, take a block, come onto your back. Your feet can be planted with your knees bent. Use an inhale to lift your hips. Bring the block right under your low back, right at the sacrum. Let your arms come back to rest by your sides. And then slowly start to lift your legs. So with the block there, it should do the vast majority of the work. If your legs don't straighten here, that's okay. Your legs might be bent. You're still getting all the benefits of the inversion. If this feels fairly comfortable, fairly stable, you might even close your eyes. Slowly, carefully, making your way out of your inversion. Bend your knees. Let your feet come back to the mat once the feet touch. Lift the hips. Remove the block and set it off to the side. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Maybe rock side to side. We're making our way back up to a seat. Maybe you do so by bringing your hands behind your thighs, rocking up to a seated posture. If that doesn't work, you can roll to one side, pressing up, eventually sitting in a comfortable cross-legged position, bringing your hands to heart center and closing your eyes. Take one last collective breath, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling slowly and completely. Gently fluttering the eyes open when you're ready. Thank you for joining me and for allowing me to be part of your practice. I hope to see you again soon.